Greetings, citizens of the future. It is I, Adam Smith. You may know me as the father of economics, or perhaps the man whose book you pretended to read in your intro to macro class. I wrote The Wealth of Nations to explain how nations build wealth. I spoke of the invisible hand, division of labor, and the virtues of free markets. But I have been scrolling through your For You page for 3 hours, and I am horrified. You claim to want wealth. You cry out that the rent is too damn high, a sentiment I sympathize with, as landlords love to reap where they never sowed. But then I look at your spending. Today we are going back to basics. Book 2, Chapter 3. We are going to talk about productive labor, unproductive labor, and why your bank account looks like it was ravaged by a famine. It is time to, as you say, lock in. Let us begin with labor. In my time, I distinguished between 2 types. Type 1, productive labor, the manufacturer, the farmer. He works, and at the end of the day, there is a thing, a pin, a coat, a bushel of corn. Value has been stored. Type 2, unproductive labor, the menial servant, the musician, the buffoon, the opera singer. Their work perishes in the very instant of its performance. Nothing remains. This is the pinnacle of unproductive labor. This woman has spent 3 hours contouring her nose. When she is done, what remains? A video file? A vibe? You spend hours watching this. You engage in brain rot. In 1776, only kings could afford to be entertained by jesters all day. Now you lay in your bed, watching people dance for 15 seconds, engaging in zero productive activity. But Adam, you say, she is making millions. Yes, she is the merchant. But you? You are the capital being consumed. Every hour you scroll is labor power wasted. You call it doom scrolling. I call it the destruction of national wealth. And do not get me started on NPC streamers. A man pretending to be a non-player character for digital roses? Ice cream so good? No, it is capital so gone. I must discuss your diet. In Scotland, we ate oatmeal. It was dull, but it built empires. I see you are all obsessed with these little treats. You feel the economy is doomed. So you engage in what the scholars call doom spending. You buy luxury handbags and $100 yoga pants because you cannot afford a castle. $21 for a smoothie? In my time, that could purchase a sheep. This is what I called prodigality. The prodigal man is not just an enemy to himself, he is a public enemy. Why? Because he consumes capital without replacing it. You drink the smoothie, it is gone. The value is destroyed. If you had taken that $21 and invested it in a productive asset, perhaps a tool, or even a share of stock, that money would work for you. Instead, you have turned your capital into expensive urine. And these cups, the Stanley. Why do you need 40 ounces of hydration in 12 different colors? A cup is a fixed capital, a tool. But when you buy 50 of them to display on a shelf, they become dead stock. You are drowning in durable goods that you treat like consumables. Now we reach the most diabolical invention of your age. Buy now, pay later. I wrote that money represents the power to command labor. When you have money, you can command others to work for you. When you have debt, you are commanded to work for others. I see that 39% of your Jenny Z has missed a buy now, pay later payment. You are financing a pepperoni pizza over 6 weeks? This is madness. I said that stock lent at interest should be used to build factories, to improve land. Things that generate profit to pay back the loan. You are borrowing money to buy clothes that will go out of fashion before you finish paying for them. You are leveraging your future labor to pay for past pleasures. You call it girl math. I call it bankruptcy. And the interest rates, 23.99% on credit cards. That is usury. Even the most rapacious moneylenders of the 18th century would blush. If you carry a balance, you are essentially an indentured servant to the bank. Stop it! Finally, let us speak of the projectors. In my book, I warned of men with golden dreams who waste the nation's capital on foolish schemes. Today you call them finfluencers. They tell you to buy meme coins. They tell you that working a 9 to 5 is for losers. Listen to me closely. Wealth comes from production. It comes from adding value. It does not come from a digital picture of a dog wearing a hat. When you pour billions into speculative assets that produce nothing, no rent, no dividend, no utility, you are diverting capital away from productive industry. You are creating a bubble of pure air. And when it pops, as all bubbles do, the projectors will have your money, and you will have a bag that is empty. You seek to escape the matrix, but you are merely feeding the most unproductive members of society. Look, I understand. The year 2026 is difficult. Prices are high. Housing is scarce. The future feels uncertain. But the laws of economics do not care about your feelings. They do not care about your riz. If you wish to build wealth, you must return to the virtue of parsimony. Stop the unproductive consumption. Unsubscribe from the things you do not use. Reject prodigality. Make your coffee at home. It is productive labor you do for yourself. Ignore the projectors. There is no free lunch. There is only labor and accumulation. In the words of your generation, it is time to stop the cap and start the stack. I am Adam Smith. This has been a lecture on the wealth of nations. Now, if you will excuse me, I must go. I have to drive an Uber to pay for this gaming chair. Polyester? In my economy?